Malashudi Elisnid, Ru Elisnid Elisnid, Rudi Elisnid, Lila Haruti, Chasha Gifti Elisnid, Malashudi Elisnid, Ru Elisnid Elisnid Elisnid, Haruti, Alditi, Ru Elisnid Elisnid.
Tell me, please, what do you feel?
I see a holy horse burning across the universe like unquenchable fire. A warrior religion that waves a treaty's banner in my father's name. Fanatical legions worshipping at the shrine of my father's skull. A war in my name! Everyone shouting my name!
The teaser for Dune 3 has officially dropped, and I've been particularly hyped for this movie out of the entire trilogy so far, as this movie is essentially what the entire story has been building towards. See, we already got the hero story establishing Paul as a mythical heroic leader, but the main themes of Dune that author Frank Herbert was trying to convey was how faith in a charismatic leader can be misplaced and lead to potential tragedy. And while this movie may anger some people, especially non-book readers who love these characters and think of them as sort of an adult version of a Star Wars story, I think it's safe to say this movie is gonna be what changes the franchise forever. And spoiler warning if you want absolutely no context for what this film will do, but essentially, after this point, the franchise opens up in a pretty big way, and we start to explore the universe Dune takes place in a lot more. But today, I won't be doing any sort of in-depth trailer breakdown, but instead theorizing on where the story could potentially go. More specifically, with the story and the character of Chani. See, in the books, Chani is less skeptical and more devoted, if not to her own people and beliefs, then at least to Paul. Whereas in the movies, she's more active and aggressive, a take on the character more geared towards a modern day audience. Some argue they prefer the book version of the character of Chani, as she felt more indoctrinated and embodied an important part of the Fremen culture, as well as symbolized Paul's relationship with them as a whole. A certain message on how blending certain cultures with politically corrupt powers can lead to a bittersweet future. Whereas other fans of the series, particularly the movies, felt Chani needed some well-deserved agency for her character. That despite the change in her beliefs, her faith in her people translates well into her faith in Paul. And while adding narrative tension with her caution towards the belief system that the Fremen have altogether. Recognizing how unyielding faith in something you don't fully understand and refuse to see the potential moral dilemmas with can lead to a tyrannical power that grows and feeds, conquering and devouring anything in its path just because they simply don't share the same beliefs. This adding much more depth to a character who could originally be seen as an archetypal character in the books. While I personally believe there's many solid reasons to prefer either iteration of the character, that's also very dependent on where they'll actually take the character in this upcoming movie. And again, one more big spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't read the books or doesn't know where this story could be going. See, in the books, Chani establishes herself as Paul's concubine, with Paul refusing to father any children to Princess Irulan. Eventually, Irulan takes it upon herself to basically drug Chani and keep her infertile. This, however, changes when she switches to an ancient Fremen diet involving spice, which accelerates the labor process but also ends up killing her. She dies giving birth to Paul's children. Children who are very instrumental in the rest of the ongoings throughout the Dune universe and its future, but still leaving Paul devastated and completely changed as a character. And while in the movies it seems she could take on relatively similar beats, maybe even taking on more of an active role within this sort of jihad or crusade that Paul's embarking on, but there is a chance they could actually switch things up with her character, similar to how they've done so far. By that I mean she could potentially successfully give birth to the twins, and survive while being in a very weakened state, however also being ambushed by some of Paul's political opponents. Being Fremen, she could recognize them from afar and maybe even try to lead them far away from the twins, and her character could meet her end in more of a combative final stand as opposed to the books, while simultaneously protecting her kids and ensuring the future of the Dune universe altogether. And while this could be a real devastating way to see the character go, the real question is, which would you prefer? A Chani who returns more to her book counterpart in regards to her temperament? Or a more skeptical Chani like what we've seen so far, being the voice of reason amongst her Fremen people, and meeting her end demonstrating her warrior's prowess? Which of these endings do you think best fits the narrative for this character we have established throughout the movie so far? And if you're a fan of the series, what is your favorite aspect of both Messiah and Children of Dune that we could potentially see within this upcoming film? Either way, I gotta go get my definitely non-suggestive Shai Hulud popcorn buckets ready for when Dune officially releases.
Your father never started a war.